Good morning, everyone, again, or evening, or night, whenever you're listening to this. My name is Darren once again. I'm here again, joined by the absolutely unstoppable Matt Clemens. How you doing today, Matt? You alright?
Yeah, I'm doing alright. I mean, just another day in the video booth.
Another day locked away with me. Socially distanced, of course. Before anyone brings that up.
In a different postcode.
In a different time zone. For those who just clicked on this title, we're going to be going through the Fallout of Cyberpunk 2077. Just before I hit record, I've realised that the Fallout of Cyberpunk 2077 is actually an incredibly brilliant title, because it is basically like Fallout. You can chuck me your money and your praise in the comments, don't worry. But we're basically just going to be running down to what the hell happened, really. So yeah, keep us on. Before we do anything though, do the social media shuffle. Like us, follow us, share us, show us to everyone you love. Show us to everyone you hate. Be like, we found these guys, they're okay. Bang.
Yeah.
It keeps us going, it helps us out.
Please ask Darren to do the social media shuffle.
Can you, when I say that, I like to think that everyone thinks I'm kind of shuffling around in like a truffle shuffle, because it's not a million miles away from the truth.
No, I'm just thinking of, like, you know, that scene in the Breakfast Club when they start dancing on the table.
Yeah. If someone wants to edit that, then I'll post it, but I'm not doing it myself. Oh man, alright. Let's get our teeth into this juicy little vein.
Good morning, Night City.
Good morning, Night City. I've played that way too much. Like, the amount of times I just let that first sentence play out, and then I'm like, yeah, cool, now I'll play. This body, what was it? The body count is rounding out at a sturdy 30.
10 out of Hayward, thanks to unabated gang wars.
You're not a screwed. I'm going more into...
And Pacifica, well, Pacifica is still Pacifica.
I liked Fallout, God. I'm doing it already. I
like of the year.
I love Cyberpunk a lot. I think it's... I'm going to give away my thoughts first, and it did not deserve as much hate as people thought that they should have been lumping on it. I loved it. Usually with open world games, I very rarely do side stories. Like GTA, I'll bust through and I'll just do the main stories. But this game, I've done all the side. Well, I'm still playing it. All the side stories, all the side little adventures, and I'm loving it. Like, I'm absolutely loving it still. Like, how you been getting on with it, mate? You completed, haven't you?
I'm sort of in a similar boat. I still haven't finished it. I've probably put in around about 65 hours into it, I've done all the. I think I've practically done all the gigs. Majority of the side quests. I think the only one I've got to do is the bloody fighting one, which is a bit of a ball ache, but we can touch on that later on. And I think I've still got. I think I'm at the end game of the story. Just at that point, I think I'm at that point where if I carry on, it's not going to let me go back to finish everything up. So I'm just kind of doing that now before I.
Yeah. I'm further behind you. I'm still wrapping up stories. But yeah, I love it. Like, I think it is a brilliant game. It's not without its flaws, as everyone's been reporting. It's like playing it last night. Buggy as hell. I was trying to do a side mission where you have to shoot a load of like targets using a gun. Obviously using a gun. What else are you going to use? But for some reason, V kept putting the gun away, and it bugged, and you couldn't get the gun back out, and you just couldn't shoot the targets. It was it was frustrating to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very good game. I wouldn't say it's Projekt Red's best game, because I still think like Witcher 3 is still their top tier, but it is still an undoubtedly great game. Yeah, the bugs. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had about so many. I can't think of a time where I've actually had a game session where it hasn't crashed at least once. I can't think I've had a moment like that.
See, I haven't had too many crashes. I've had a handful. My thing has just been graphical, geometry, people levitating, people not, should be just in different fucking directions. Like, I was playing it last night and I was talking to someone who should have been sat in a chair, and they kept changing between sat in the chair, then stood upright, then sat back down, then stood upright again. And it was like, good Lord, make up your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been so many ones. I've had ones where because you can have like man displays, and I put them away, but they were still like on my character's geometry. So like if I tried to aim with like a pistol, I couldn't aim for shit. It was just, I had stuff like that. Had some funny ones. I think I've had ones where annoying, and this is a bit of annoying. Like Cyberpunk is very, well, as I say, very full frontal, shall we say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Full frontal, and I think one of them was where, oh god, so many tweets about it. Where basically the dongle was sticking out of the trousers.
Yeah, that happened to me accidentally. I just found it hilarious and just went with it. I was like, you know what, this is part of V's personality. Dick first.
Yeah, it's a shame you actually can't go streaking in it, because I think that would have been quite... like if you walked up to a character and they go, see what kind of dialogue they're going to...
They don't react. You can be naked and walk around, but they don't react to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's been a few weird, like, just bugs and just different things in there. I'm not disagreeing that it's not been without its issues, and everyone's situation is differently. Like, I'm aware with the whole Sony refunds and Xbox refunds, a lot of them have been geared towards the original PlayStation and the original Xbox. So not really the Xbox S or X, and not really the PS4 Pro. That being said, I think that this is I'm gonna make myself really, really popular on Twitter with this. I think a lot of people were jumping on the bandwagon with saying how much they hated it. Like, I saw a few comments from people saying like, "Oh, it's a dead game," and then people going, "Oh, well, you haven't played it," or "Yeah, it's rubbish, but I haven't played it." They're just a handful of people, right? But I've seen it. I've seen people commenting. Like, people do on Twitter. We live in such a toxic digital age where people will jump on what they hate, or what is hated, because they think they should hate it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the video in its entirety. But yeah, I probably would agree with you somewhat. I think there were some people that just jumped on the bandwagon because of reasons, or the fact that well, like the internet, like it's not very easy to tell if behind the Twitter profile there's a real person, or is it just some sort of twat who just likes spreading this and like being a bit of a dickhead. So it's a bit thingy, but yeah, like it did get a lot of hate that it shouldn't have really got.
Well, people have some horrible ways of thinking online. It's like, how many times have we read that things have been delayed, and then the developers and the people start getting death threats and start getting all these messages? Why? What is wrong with people? Why? I say we, I don't do that. Fuck, I just want to say that right now. Why do people do that? Like, why do people as a society think that's acceptable?
I mean, if someone's openly admitting and saying, yeah, we want to give it time, we want to make the best game possible, and I think me and probably quite a few sensible-headed people went, yeah, take the time you need. You know, come back. Yeah, we know that you can do a good job. And that, so we gave them the time.
We've always said, would rather a playable, unbuggy, finished adventure rather than a rushed-out hack job. That's what we've always said here. But on that vein, it should have probably been delayed again.
Yeah, I would say it probably could have done with a short delay if it was till January. Well, particularly for the case of the original Xbox One and PS4.
The problem is, it appears that it wasn't tested enough on the sort of the previous gen, that we have to call it now. And there seems to be a lot of, from what I've read, a lot of the promises made from upper-up management that promised things that simply were not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, literally just make up stupid comments saying, yeah, it was running okay on PlayStation 4, I think was one of the comments from the top brass of Project Red.
Yeah, I remember reading something on the lines of, it will be ready on everything, and that's you can imagine the dismissive hand that comes out with, yeah, it'll be ready, don't worry.
Yeah, relax.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
You still buy it, you fucking scrubs.
Exactly. You just imagine the dismissive, it'll be ready, don't worry, just stop thinking about it, just pre-order it, it'll be here. But, yeah, it should have been probably delayed again. I mean, I'm playing it on Xbox One X, and, yeah, it's not without its problems, not without its quirks. But it's... A lot of the problems were coming from the PlayStation side, and we haven't really seen that from our perspective. But there was a lot of people that were asking for refunds and then getting annoyed about not having access to the game anymore. Which, what the fuck are people expecting with that?
Your game is shit. I want a refund. Okay. Here's your refund. Why can't I play my game?
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's like having a T-shirt and then taking it back to, whatever store, and then getting annoyed that they take the T-shirt back and give you your money back, and then you can't then have both. What? I genuinely cannot figure that out. Like, people are getting actually annoyed with it. I saw so many tweets about it. It's like...
Yeah.
So what's wrong with you? Do you not know how the world works?
It is weird. Like, I think, speaking about refunds, I think I woke up to an email from Microsoft saying, oh, we refund you £10 for Cyberpunk. And I was like, I didn't
Really?
Yeah, I had an email from Microsoft saying, oh, we refunded £10 for Cyberpunk. And I'm like, I didn't really ask for this.
I didn't get that.
I did immediately just went onto my Xbox and just booted up thinking, okay, they haven't taken away because I've actually quite enjoyed this. But I'm like, £10?
Did you actually... Was that not a spam? That sounds like spam. Was it legit? Did they legit give you money? Or did you not check it?
No, I did check. I did check it. I've just got to find it. Yeah, I just saying Microsoft Store. Yeah, It was saying we refund you the order you placed on the 21st of June 2020. You should see £10 credited to your account soon.
That sounds really suspicious.
It does. I literally got an email. To be honest, I haven't checked my Microsoft account to see if the money actually gone in, but I did like sort of double check my copy of Cyberpunk, and it still runs, which is great. But it's just weird. I got that email. It's like, oh,
that sounds incredibly sus. Fair play. I didn't get any money.
Probably gonna have to make a phone call to Halifax at some point in the future if it is.
Yeah. Other banking options are available.
Yes, we're not sponsored by Halifax.
Not yet. Money. But yeah, so that confused the hell out of me. I don't even know where to begin with getting people's thoughts on that. But saying about people joining the bandwagon, it was review bombed very quickly. Like on Metacritic, I believe at one point it was down to like 1.7 or something like that. Which, whatever. Yeah, it's.
I mean,
people review bomb though. They do it all the time. Look how they did it in Last of Us 2. Why do people review bomb it? Because the main character's a lesbian, I think. I haven't played it. Don't crucify me. I think
Metacritic, because it has critic reviews and has user reviews, and the problem is, 9 times out of 10 is they just review bomb the games just as a form of protest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, it's people. Problem is, user reviews is a lot of the time you can take it with a massive grain of salt. Like, for example, looking for a new laptop the other night, and it was like a plus for the laptop. It's great. There's nothing wrong with it. A minus. Nothing found yet. That still counts as a minus, though. It's like, but yeah, I take it with a big pinch of salt, and But the problem is a critic review is an opinion. So it's a catch-22, really.
Quite.
But
it's not like an IGN review. Needs less water.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna sidestep that.
Hey.
I know. It's very windy here on the fence.
Yeah.
But
start picking fights with respected review websites.
It's like, hello, please don't crush me. But no,
fucking bring it. I really want to do the crushing.
But the studio should have made sure it should have been delayed again. I think the problem is the fact that it was delayed 3 times, so they felt like they had to not delay it again. And there wasn't a great deal of time between each delay, and by the time it was getting delayed again and again and again, people were building it up to such an extent that they were like, it was like Half-Life 3 levels of this is going to change our lives. And then when it was released, people were going, GTA 5's better. It's like, well, you're the same people that were saying that Cyberpunk's going to destroy GTA, so what do you want?
Yeah, it got, I think, what I would call as watchdogged. Like, cause remember, like the original Watch Dogs, like at E3, like seeing a video, like, oh my god, this looks really good, and like, and thingy, and then cut to, was it 4 or 5 years later when the game came out, and everyone was like, this is a bit crap.
It started off with, oh my god, that looks really good, and then it was released, and it was, oh my god, this is really shit. Maybe it just couldn't live up to its own over-rendered hype, and that's a problem of I say problem of the studio. Everyone wants to release their trailers looking as good as it can. I think the problem is it not living up to that same expectation, because no one wants to release footage with it not looking pristine, because people will pick up on the screenshots and be like, oh, well, it looks like shit. It's like people want to look good, but you just need to make sure it follows that through. I'd say as a kind of a final point that was really dissecting the fallout of Cyberpunk, a lot of people, I believe, should manage their expectations of this modern gaming era of release first, patch later. How many games have been released in a sub-stable state? That is so much harder to say than I thought.
Sub-stable state.
And not sound like Sean Connery. Sub-stable state. Think about how many games have been released and then patched to a point of pristine later on. You've got, first off the top of my head, No Man's Sky. The Witcher 3 was unplayable when it first released, and a lot of people seem to have forgotten that.
Yeah, I think, yes, Skyrim was, well, Skyrim was playable, but that still like had its stupid bugs and all that, and that got patched till it was reasonable.
But a lot of people, again, are just jumping on the fact that I hate Cyberpunk because I hate Cyberpunk, and it's like, but you like Skyrim? That's buggy as hell. You liked Witcher 3? That was buggy when it released. It's now okay. So what makes this any different? I'm not expecting for you to have the answer for me, by the way. It was more of a... But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, how is this any different?
Yeah, just like... Yeah, you just need to... As a magic expectations, I think in this day of like Twitter and thingy, like... People, some people out there are just like absolute, like hype train. They go like, oh yeah, this could be great, yeah. And then then if they don't like it, they just switch the other way, saying, oh, this is shit, and
yeah, no, this is not what I wanted. It's like,
this is not what I wanted, and
it's like people would say it's not what I wanted, but it's like you could say to them, do you know what you wanted though? And the answer will probably be no.
Yeah. Basically, it's a scene from Notebook with Ryan Gosling saying, "What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want?"
Have you watched The Notebook or something? I've actually managed to avoid it.
I've avoided it, but I just distinctly remember that scene.
Oh, okay. Thought for a second there you were being made to watch The Notebook. Managed to avoid that in my life.
I mean, made by no one. I mean, I nearly considered watching Cats.
Ooh.
Just for.
No, thank you, sir. I've done my time. But yeah, that's kind of what we've got on the Fallout of Cyberpunk 2077. If there's any comments, if there's any headings, if there's any topics that we've missed, feel free to let us know in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on what we've said as well. If you've liked this, don't forget to give us a like and a follow and a share. We're pumping out new videos all the time now. Now we've got our new setups. Now we've got a new equipment, a new recording ways of doing life. These are going to come at you hard and fast. Maybe I'll even, get this on Spotify if I haven't done it already. And you're not already listening to this on Spotify. Don't know. But yeah, thanks a lot again for keeping it with us. We'll see you all in the next one.
Bye.